What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How y'all doing? I hope you're doing well. What a glorious, glorious time it is in these United States of America. We just had an election last Tuesday, so we're less than a week past election time. And guess who won that? Donald J. Trump. Yeah, kitty. Donald J. Trump won it. I'm so happy. Freedom won last Tuesday. Yeah, freedom. This is an amazing, amazing time. I was worried at first because I was fearful that we wasn't going to win. I really was. I was thinking to myself, something's going to happen. It's going to get stolen. You know, I was expecting all kinds of stuff. It was going to be razor thin, and we wouldn't know anything. And then, bam, blowout, landslide. Got the presidency now, the Senate. We're still waiting on the House of Representatives, and that is an embarrassment to all of these states that are still counting ballots. Is should be ashamed of themselves because there's no way that should take that long. No way. Anyways, our state, my state, Missouri, we're not like that. All of our stuff's been counted, but there's still some people out there that has not counted all their ballots. So, hoping and praying that we get the House of Representatives. That's going to be very important. And President-elect Trump, I should say, picked this congresswoman to be ambassador to the UN. I think he should have waited until after all of these things are done, because what if it comes down to one person, one rep from having a majority, and you don't get it? You know, he picked somebody from New York. New York's run by Democrats, so if they get to select someone, you know they're going to select a Democrat. You know that. That's automatic. So, anyways, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite him in the behind, but I don't know. I think, like I said, I would have waited. And tea. So, like I said, we all won this time around. And here's some of the things that I believe Trump's going to should address first, and what he will address first. This is what I believe and what I've heard. First thing he's going to do is start securing this border of ours, southern border. We need to stop these illegal migrants from entering the country illegally. If you want to come here, do it the right way, like millions of other immigrants have done. Do it the right way. Crossing that border is not the right way. Do it the right way, and I don't have a problem with it. These people that are coming in, they've not been vetted. We're letting criminals in. You know, Venezuela has basically emptied their prisons and said, "Here you go, free. Go to the United States." And that's what they've done. They've released their prisoners and said, "Here you go. Just get out of Venezuela. I don't care where you go." And other countries have done that as well. Send us their criminals. So we know that there's been terrorists crossing the border illegally. We know that. Gang members cross the border. It's the border's wide open, and we have so much fentanyl coming in, and all these other drugs coming across the border. So that's going to be number one priority for President Trump from day one. That's what he's going to attack first. Then I want to see. I believe he's going to do this. He'll start working on conflicts around the world. We're going to see this Ukraine war end. Yeah. And you're going to have to give Russia something. Some concrete assurances that there will be no more countries that border Russia allowed into NATO. Because that's a big problem that Russia has, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, you think about it. I mean, their whole country's been basically the whole one border has been infiltrated by NATO. We've let all these countries come in after, we agreed that these countries would not be part of NATO. That was even back as far as World War II, when they divided all this stuff. They said we won't admit any more countries in it, but we did. We went back on our word, and that's one of the things that our country has done in the past. We're not very good at keeping our word, and so hopefully President Trump can address that issue. Put it in concrete form where it will not happen. Writing, treaties and whatnot. But I would take it even a step further, because at one point Russia asked to be part of NATO. Yeah, did you know that? I didn't know that, but they did. They asked to be admitted into NATO. Why would you not admit Russia into NATO? Because one NATO member is not going to attack another NATO member. Leastwise, I've never heard of it. And what an idea that is. Let Russia into NATO. It's not going to hurt nothing. Then, let's go and do something with this trade deficit with China. Yeah. And that, tariffs work. I don't care what people say. Tariffs work. Because they've done it before when Trump was in office. So let's address this issue of trade with China. Get it straightened out. Get it to where it's more even, because right now the trade deal with the United States and China is not fair. I mean, you can do your own research and look and see, what kind of tariffs companies have to pay just to do business in China. They are very high, and that needs to be addressed. We don't mind trading with you, but it needs to be fair. This deal with Taiwan, we need to figure out how to lower the temperature on this, because my personal view is Taiwan is part of China. And I personally don't want to see World War III, or I don't want to see us go to war with China over Taiwan. Yeah, you got a lot of money invested in Taiwan. But it's not worth, you know, destroying three countries because China would be destroyed. Taiwan would definitely be wiped off the planet. And then we're going to suffer some stuff here on the homeland. People are going to die. And I don't think it's worth American lives to meddle in something that doesn't really involve them, us, to be more specific. Then let's do something about. We need to address this deal where American companies are leaving and going to foreign countries, whether it be Mexico. Ford's built a big plant down there in Mexico. John Deere Corporation has basically shut down a plant here in the United States and moved all their stuff. They're moving all their stuff to Mexico. That needs to stop. And you do that by putting tariffs on these companies. And when you make it to where, okay, you think it's so much cheaper to do business to have stuff done down there, we'll just slap a tariff on you, and you still won't be able to make no money. You price your stuff out of the market, then people won't buy your stuff. So that's another thing. You need to stop this. Remember what Ross Perot said with NAFTA? There'd be a giant sucking sound. And he was right then, and he would be right now. Then, let's address the taxes. Now, I'm not talking just lower taxes on businesses and stuff like that. These payroll taxes need to come down. Normal 40-hour week, 60-hour week if you're working overtime. Normal, everyday Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. Let's do something about those taxes for those people. And you'll see some money go right into the economy just like that. Because if Americans, one thing I've come to realize is that the working man has some money in his pocket, he's going to spend it. Whether it be going out and eating more, going to movies more, stuff like that, you're going to spend money. That's for sure. Then we go into more touchier subjects like this transgender stuff. Boys being in women's sports. This might get me banned from YouTube. I don't know. But I'm going to get to that subject here in a minute. But they need to address this problem right now. Sometime in that process when Trump is addressing stuff, needs to address this transgender stuff, like I said. Because if you watch the Olympics this past go around, there was 2 men that identified as women that were boxing against women. Do you really want girls fighting men or boys? I don't think so. No, I don't. That one poor girl said that's the hardest she'd ever been hit in her life. Well, I mean, that's because you were hit by a man, not another woman. So that's a touchy subject, and it needs to be addressed. This this identifying people a specific way. Science. Everybody talks about science. The left, they will talk about science. Well, it's science. It's science. Whenever they're talking about environment or whatever. But when it comes to something that they're more supportive of, and the science does not substantiate their belief, then they don't want to talk about science. It's how they feel. That's what they go to. Well, if you're a boy, you got a tallywhacker. If you're a girl, you're going to have a cooter. I don't care. That's what you're born with. Now, through surgeries and all that stuff, you can change who you are. But the fact of the matter is, still remains, is that whatever you were born as, that's what you are. And so that needs to be addressed as well. That's a mental health problem. That's what that is. And there's nothing wrong with having mental health problems. You just gotta fix it. And it can be done with the proper medical treatments, mental health, and stuff like that. And there should not, and with this gender transfer and stuff, if you are 18, well, I wouldn't even do it as 18. I would say 21. When you reach 21 years old, if you want to go and have your body mutilated, and you're an adult, that's what you do. But these children, this is happening to, that needs to stop. Definitely needs to stop. You can't go in there and just because you're a teacher or whatever and say, you're a boy. When in reality, that person's a girl. And vice versa. You can't say you're a girl when that person's actually a boy. That needs to stop because I have heard where teachers in schools are doing that. And that's terrible. Terrible. For kids, I need to reiterate this. If you're an adult, hey, God bless you. More power to you. Then you do it. But we shouldn't be doing this to kids. And then doing stuff doing these things to children without their parents' consent is one of the most craziest things I've ever heard in my life. To allow that to happen, to encourage that type of stuff to go on is just crazy. So, but with this second term for Trump, I think we can do a whole lot of stuff. I think so. Especially if we get control of the House and the Senate, those first 2 years, he's going to have to work like a mad dog. Because when the midterms come around, you don't know what you're going to get. You could end up losing your majority. And history shows that has happened before. The controlling party will lose their majority in midterms. And so, yeah, in the first 2 years, you got to get all this stuff done. And need to address this energy stuff. Get these energy costs down. Because once you get those energy costs down, you're going to see everything else come down. The price of your groceries and all this stuff. All that's going to come down. And that's inflation. That's what that amounts to. Get these energy costs down, your inflation is going to come down. These interest rates back down so people can go and borrow money and buy things. Your economy is going to do better. Increase the value of the dollar. Yeah. This could all be done. He can do it. Let's just hope that he does. Now, As you know, I said this before early in this video, we're still waiting for totals for the House of Representatives. So let's all hope and pray that we get that majority in the House of Representatives. So, with that being said, I'll say God bless you, God bless President Trump, and God bless the United States. Y'all take care.